Let us begin in stillness. Let us settle into this quiet moment just as we are, where we are. We release the hurry of what has passed, and we gently set aside the pull of what is yet to come. Here, now, we rest in the simple gift of being present. We breathe deeply, and with each breath, we remember that we are alive, that we are held, that we are seen. In this stillness, we open ourselves to what is good, what is true, and what is kind. We give thanks this morning for the gift of waking, for the light that finds us, for the air that fills our lungs without our asking. We are grateful for the quiet mercy of a new day, for the chance to begin again, to try again, to see with fresh eyes. We thank you for our bodies, imperfect as they are, for the way they carry us, for the way they heal, for the way they remind us that we are part of something larger than ourselves. We give thanks for the people who share our lives, for those who know us well and those we have yet to meet, for the ways we are woven together in ways we cannot always see. We are grateful for the small comforts we so often overlook, the warmth of water, the taste of food, the softness of rest, the sound of a familiar voice. We pause here and we let gratitude settle into our hearts, not as a task to complete, but as a truth to recognize. This day comes to us as an offering, and we receive it with open hands. We acknowledge this morning that we do not walk through life untouched by difficulty. We carry things that weigh on us, worries that wake us in the night, uncertainties that cloud our vision. We meet people whose pain we cannot fix, situations we cannot control, outcomes we cannot predict. And in the midst of all this, we are asked again and again to trust, to release, to allow things to unfold as they must. This is not easy work. It asks of us a kind of courage that is quiet, that does not announce itself, that shows up even when we are tired, even when we are afraid. It asks us to loosen our grip on the need to know, the need to manage, the need to ensure that everything turns out the way we hope. It invites us to believe that we are not alone in our uncertainty, that there is a current beneath us, a presence that holds us even when we cannot feel it. Help us today to practice this kind of trust, not as a grand gesture, but as a series of small releases, small moments where we choose to breathe instead of brace, to soften instead of harden. Help us to notice when our hands are clenched, when our shoulders are tight, when our minds are racing ahead into a future that has not yet arrived. And in those moments, help us to return gently to the present, to the only place where we actually have any power. Remind us that we do not need to have all the answers right now. Remind us that it is okay to not know, to wait, to let things be unclear for a time. Remind us that our worth is not determined by how well we manage the unmanageable, but by our willingness to show up, to be honest, to keep our hearts open even when it feels risky. We ask for the grace to meet this day with calm, even when circumstances are not calm. We ask for the ability to find steadiness within ourselves, not because everything is under control, but because we are learning to trust what we cannot see. We think of the people we will encounter today, the conversations we will have, the small exchanges that make up the fabric of our days. We ask for patience with those who frustrate us, for kindness toward those who challenge us, for compassion toward those who are struggling in ways we may not understand. Help us to see that everyone we meet is carrying something, that everyone is doing their best with what they have, even when it does not look like we think it should. Help us to be slow to judge, slow to assume, slow to harden our hearts against another person. Give us the humility to recognize that we too are imperfect, that we too have moments where we are difficult, where we are unkind, where we fall short of who we want to be. And just as we hope for grace in those moments, let us extend that same grace to others. We ask for wisdom today, not the kind that knows everything, but the kind that knows when to speak and when to be silent, when to act and when to wait, when to hold on and when to let go. Help us to discern what is ours to carry and what we must set down. Help us to recognize the difference between responsibility and control, between care and burden. Give us clarity when decisions need to be made, and give us peace when we must live with uncertainty. We ask for gentleness with ourselves, for the ability to meet our own hearts with the same tenderness we would offer a dear friend. We are so quick to criticize ourselves, to replay our mistakes, to focus on what we did not do well enough. Help us to remember that we are learning, that we are growing, that we are allowed to be imperfect and still be worthy of love. Help us to speak to ourselves with kindness, to notice our own efforts, to celebrate the small victories that no one else may see. We ask that our presence today might be a source of calm for someone who needs it, not because we have everything figured out, but because we are willing to be steady, to be present, to offer what we can without pretending to be more than we are. Let our words be thoughtful, our actions be intentional, our attention be generous. Help us to notice the person who is overlooked, to offer kindness where it is unexpected, to be a small source of light in whatever space we occupy. We hold in our hearts those who are struggling this morning, those who woke to pain, to fear, to grief, to loneliness. We ask that they would feel less alone, that they would find even a small measure of comfort, that they would be reminded that their suffering is not the whole story. We hold those who are facing decisions that feel impossible, who are walking through transitions they did not choose, who are trying to find their way in the dark. We ask for guidance for them, for clarity, for courage, for the support they need to take the next step. We hold those who are weary, who have been strong for so long, who are running on empty and do not know how much longer they can keep going. We ask for rest for them, for renewal, for the kind of deep replenishment that can only come when we finally allow ourselves to stop. And we hold ourselves in this same tender regard, knowing that we too are in need of care, of patience, of grace. As we move into the hours ahead, we ask to be reminded that we do not have to do this perfectly. We ask to be freed from the pressure to have it all together, to appear strong when we are struggling, to pretend we are fine when we are not. Help us to be real, to be honest, to be human. Help us to find the courage to ask for help when we need it, to admit when we do not know, to let others see us as we truly are. And in that vulnerability, may we discover a strength that is deeper and more resilient than the facade we so often try to maintain. We ask that we might move through this day with open hands and an open heart, not clinging, not controlling, not demanding that life conform to our expectations, but receiving, releasing, trusting that there is a goodness at work even when we cannot trace its outline. Help us to be awake to the gifts that are already here, the beauty that exists even in the midst of difficulty, the love that surrounds us even when we feel alone. Help us to notice the light, the warmth, the kindness, the moments of unexpected grace. And when the day is hard, when things do not go as we hoped, when we are disappointed or hurt or afraid, help us to remember that this, too, is part of the journey, that we are not meant to avoid struggle, but to meet it with courage, with honesty, with the belief that we can endure more than we think we can. We close this time of prayer with gratitude once more. Gratitude for the quiet, for the stillness, for the chance to pause and remember what matters. Gratitude for the breath in our lungs, for the ground beneath our feet, for the people who love us, for the life we have been given. We carry this sense of presence with us as we go, this reminder that we are not alone, that we are held, that we are enough. May we walk gently today. May we speak kindly. May we trust deeply, and may we return again and again to the quiet center where peace resides. No matter what swirls around us, we go now into this day with hope, with courage, with open hearts. Amen.